What is up, guys? This is noname4505 for another Showdown replay battle. This one is against Bronzilla, who I met on the ladder. I'm like 29th-ish on the ladder as I'm recording this, so yeah, I had a bit of fun laddering, and this is the same team that I used last time with the MagneChomp core, and then the Genesect to provide some U-turn offensive momentum along with my Magnezone, who has the Volt Switch, and then Amoonguss to spread both sleep and paralysis around to aid Garchomp in its sweep, and then T-Tar set up rocks, and then Gliscor to be my only physical wall as well as stall stuff out. Anyways, my opponent rather is using a weatherless team. This kind of looks like a team from earlier Black-White 1, to be quite honest. Not quite earlier Black-White 1, but, you know, like, probably this team was made maybe, or this team looks like it would be pretty good from maybe 10 months ago, I would say. Something along those lines, but, you know, he's got Espeon, obviously. From what it's looking like to me when I initially saw this, this looked to be kind of an Espeon, which is the standard, dual screens, and then a team of setup sweepers, really, because it was a, Espeon that set up screens, and then Conkeldurr could set up bulk ups, sweep teams, a Starmie that provided bulky rapid spin support as long with other things, Technician Breloom, which was probably the SD Life Orb variant, and then either Scarf Moxie Meds as a revenge killer with SD Scizor, or Dragon Dance Meds with Choice Band Scizor as a revenge killer. So if the setup sweeper has kind of done its thing, left a dent in the team, then one of the two pokes can just kind of clean up there. So that's what I saw about his team, that was full of setup sweepers. So I know with that Espeon around, my Moongus can't spread around sleep and paralysis because Espeon with Magic Coat. So I need my Genesect and my Tyranitar, who both effectively deal with that Espeon to kind of do their thing, because Genesect has the U-turn and T-Tar has stab Dark-type moves. I have two Dark-type moves on my T-Tar with Crunch and Pursuit, because I'm just weird like that, and I do have the Chopple Berry, so I know I can effectively wall that Espeon. But, yeah, let's just get this show on the road, see how things go. So he's actually going to lead off with his Conkeldurr, and by the way, the replay effed up, and I'm on the far side. So hopefully you guys can adjust to that. And I go for the U-turn right here. Did I get the special attack boost? Yeah, I did. He must be special defensive if he stayed in there, because I thought that was kind of funky. So I have to go out to Garchomp, and within the first little bits, Garchomp's gonna have to go, which really sucks, because obviously Garchomp is the main poke around this team. And when I lost my Garchomp, I honestly thought I lost, because without Garchomp, this team kind of has problems. So anyways, he just goes for another Mach Punch right there, sacking his Conkeldurr early, but kind of looking at my team, actually, Conkeldurr can't take a shit on my team. So, yeah, I guess that's just something I'm going to have to be more aware of in the future. Anyways, I go out to my Moongus, knowing that he still has the Espeon around, and he's probably going to save his Espeon for mid to late game to prevent my Moongus from spreading sleep and paralysis. So I'm just going to let Amoonguss be sleep fodder, because I think that's the most sleep fodderable. And he actually turns out to be Subtoxic Orb, so I go for the U-turn. And I do believe I'm going to U-turn out to my Gliscor, because I'm fearing Sub-Punch, but he's actually not Sub-Punch. Or, I don't know if he is or not, but he never goes for Focus Punch in this battle. He just goes for another sub, smart play on his part. And he goes for the Seed Bomb, which I thought was a little bit unusual on a subset, but that tells me that he doesn't have the Leech Seed, which is good to know. So now he's going to switch out to a Scizor. I thought this was a bit of a funky play, because he really can't do much to me, but I'm going to go out to my Magnezone instead, just because I want to try and trap him, but he makes a good play, goes for the U-turn, goes out to his Espeon. And I was going to set up a late screen, as I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch, just trying to gauge damage, and that does 40% even with the light screen. So that tells me that he's probably not invested in special defense, number one, and then number two, that just shows how powerful Specs Magnezone is. So now I'm going to go for the Pursuit, predicting the switch out here, but he actually goes for the Reflect, which was the better play. I should have gone for the Crunch there, but whatever. But his SPN dies after I go for the second Pursuit, which is always nice. So now it goes out to a Caesar, and I'm like, crap, he's Iron Plate SD. But he just goes for the U-turn, obviously Choice Banded, whatever. And now it goes out to a Starmie, just keeping offensive momentum, since he knows I really can't touch him with the screens up. And I'm just going to go out to my Magnezone, kind of as fodder, kind of not as fodder. And yeah, I think another Scald's just going to take me out there. Those Scalds are doing quite a bit. Since he doesn't have Leftovers recovery and he has Scald, he might be a weird like spec set. But Magnezone doesn't have the best special bulk anyway, so I don't know. But anyway, since I don't see Leftovers recovery, I think he's choiced in some way. Pretty sure specs, but not 100% sure. So I just go set my Stealth Rock, and now I go for the Pursuit here. Just because of reasons. And now I'm just going to go for the Crunch this turn, because I thought after him seeing how much his Skull did, he would switch out, but he didn't. So now I just stay in and go for the Crunch, since I thought he would take me out, but min-max variations, I could have lived, which I do, so bit lucky there, but not really lucky, since it was like a 1% variation. Anyways, he sends in his mints, and now I can just go out to my Gliscor. I go for the Protect right here to scout if he's mixed mints, which, at least in 3rd gen, mixed mints carried Hydro Pump, which would have really, really effed me over if he was mixed mints. So I just wanted to be safe. But he's actually Lumberry, which kind of proves me correct in my original assumption that he's Lumberry Dragon Dance if his Caesar was Choice Banded, which is what I thought it was. So I'm just going to go for the Toxic right here, just trying to get status on him, because I know since he has the Lumberry, he's probably not bulky Dragon Dance, which is better run by Dragonite anyway, but he doesn't have the Roost more than likely, because Roost on Mints is kind of meh. But now I'm just going to switch out my Gliscor, because I know we need it for both his Breloom and his Thingamajigger Scizor. So I'm actually going to let my Amoonguss die, because I really don't need it for anything. I've already taken out all the things that I need to take out, pretty much. And I don't need to spread around sleep and paralysis. So I'm just going to go for the Protect right here with my Gliscor, just to finish him off with Sand plus Toxic. So now he's going to go out to his Breloom. I'm going to go for the Earthquake right here, because last time those did break his sub. However, I do get minimum damage, but at the time, because I don't know what his EV spread is, I wasn't sure if it was min damage or beforehand. Things went to sleep mode, sorry about that. I don't know if I got max damage the first time, or if that time I got min damage, but because I did break his sub this turn, and I do deal 25% this turn, I'm pretty sure that time was min damage, but, you know, whatever. Just a bit of min-max variations, nothing too serious. And now I've got Earthquake here, and after a couple of Earthquakes, it is preventing him from being able to set up his substitutes, which is always nice. And eventually that Breloom goes down. Now he sends in his Scizor, and he's just going to go for the Bullet Punch, trying to take me out. I just go for the Earthquake, and I do believe another Bullet Punch will take me out here, unless min-max screws him over, but min-max didn't screw him over, and my only poke left is Genesect. I'm at more than enough health to take this Bullet Punch right here, and I can just fire off a Flamethrower, which is what I do, so that is a pretty good game, Bronzilla. Yeah, he could have probably played some stuff a little bit better, like with the Starmie. I don't know, based on the amount of damage that Pursuit was doing, had he switched out there with the Reflect up, he probably could have lived, and I think that Starmie would have messed me over later in the game, especially if it was Choice Specs, because Choice Specs Starmie is powerful, but, you know, whatever. I'll accept the wins when I get them, and hopefully you guys enjoy my monotone voice and all the other things that go along with my videos. And yeah, peace.